What's up, everybody? This is M-Dog from M-Dog Gaming, and we're going to be looking at ESO housing a little more in depth today. We're actually just going to be focusing on the housing options. So my question to you is, are you tired of your little broom closet? This is, of course, about the size of the starter homes that you get when you first do the initial quest that introduces you to ESO housing. And this is a very small space. So we're going to be looking at what is the next step, what are your options, and first I want to point to something in particular here in the Crown Store. This is one way that you can look at the different housing options. And we're going to be checking out the 3 different categories. This is going to take a little while. We're going to break this down into staple homes, classic homes, and notable homes. So in this first set, or this first video, we're going to be looking at the different staple homes. And since we're doing that, let's go ahead and start going to the first one. Autumn's Gate is going to be the first one. We're going to start traveling while I'm talking here. And then next, we'll look at classic homes in the next video, and finally in notable homes in the last video. We'll see if we get to all these today. This will take some time. But I wanted to just give you a visual walkthrough of these different places. And I'll show you when we leave Autumn's Gate to go to the next option. I'll show you another way that you can sort of look at the different houses and travel to and from. Now, let's go ahead and do that now before we actually get into this. So again, this is Staple Home Autumn's Gate. And let's see if when you actually look at the map, it doesn't show you. So you can pull up the map to see where you are. It shows we're in the Rift. That's where the location of this home is. So again, we traveled by going to the Crown Store, by looking at houses, staple, classic, and notable. We're looking at staple. Again, this is Autumn's Gate. But the other thing I wanted to point out, if you hit U, which goes to your collections, or you click on this thing up here that has the circle, square, and triangle, you see that there are 3 options over here: collectibles, DLC, and now there's housing. This shows houses you've collected, and then houses you've not collected. This is another way you can go. In fact, we could just go in alphabetical order. I do want to do it by staple, by the categories though, but we could have just gone in alphabetical order straight down the list. But it's better to be able to compare the different levels. And basically, you'll start to see the prices. But anyway, so I wanted to show you the collections tab, but again, we're going to be sort of going from this. The other difference though, before I get ahead of myself here on the collection, there are some places, like let me see if I can find an example of this. There are some places like, there's a getaway, like an island. Where is it? It's not the Bungalow. Maybe I may not be able to find it right now. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. There are a couple of places on here, right, that is not yet available for sale. And so it does not show up in the store, but it will show up from here, right? And I don't know. I'm just having I was looking at it earlier. Okay, Serenity Falls Estate. So if you notice here, it shows you the requirements. It's called a notable house. And this house, you can't even, if you go to it, it won't even tell you how much it costs, and that's because it's not been released yet. It's not available for purchase. So if you go to the notable homes list, that house is not here, right? So the only way you can see that is by going from this menu or traveling there in person. We don't even know how much that one will cost. So I just wanted to point that out. We will be using this though. Again, we're first looking at staple homes. So let's get to it. This is Autumn's Gate. Now this one is going to spoil us a little bit. So before we look at everything, let's first go ahead and hit F5. Anytime you enter into a home area, you want to hit F5. Unfurnished, this one's going to cost $60,000. That's going to be, well, we'll see. I think that's going to be a little on the high end for the staple homes, but I could be wrong. You see it also, you could buy it for 2,300 crowns in the Crown Store. You can look at it furnished as well, but if you buy it furnished, you can only purchase for crowns, which is going to be real money. So we're going to look at it first unfurnished. And what I want to say about this, this home has an exterior. Okay, so a lot of these homes in this first list won't have exteriors. I think there's even a couple in the next list that don't have exteriors. So if you are looking to get a home and you see kind of how much square footage this has, you could put up some things to sort of create a room. I'm not sure that you can actually build walls, but you know, you can build dividers. There's a fire already in the hearth, which is nice. So let's go ahead and look at what it looks like furnished, and we'll kind of see how they would furnish it. So they've sort of set up a bar area over here in this side, the bed. It's a very open floor plan. We're going to be talking as if we're like a real estate mogul here when we're doing this. But it is nice. I mean, the inside of this house is nice, but it is nice that this home has an exterior. You could even kind of create I think crafting stations. This is one thing, you know, again, there's things this is brand new stuff, so there's stuff I don't know yet, but you can put down crafting stations in your home. I believe that you can use the exterior for those as well. So yeah, you wouldn't, if you wanted to have some crafting stations at your home, you could do that without having to use up your interior space. So let's go to the Barbed Hook private room next. We'll kind of, again, we're going in order here, and we'll go ahead and start traveling there. But you know, how much did we say it was unfurnished? $60,000. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That impressed me for the price. I kind of like that. If I decided to get into a home in this first category, that one would be sort of leading the list. Now, again, let's look and see where we are. We are, you go to houses, we are in the Barbed Hook private room. Okay, first let's check the price. $11,000. So much less than that last one, right? So you're getting a lot less. Crowns, only 600 crowns. You pick this up for a nickel. But as I look around, I'm looking for the door or the stairwell. There is none. This is all you get. No exterior. I wouldn't want to go to this house. Why? Because other than having a fireplace, this doesn't feel like it has much more space than the broom closet we started in for free. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll look at furnished just for fun real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and skip to the next one, because to me, this is not that interesting. It doesn't have an exterior, and it has very little square footage, okay? So that's not for us, right? Let's look at the next staple home. We've got the Black Vine Villa, and we'll go ahead and start transporting there. So yeah, you get it for $11,000. You know, you can make that in a day, even, you know, whatever level you are. But is it really worth it? I don't think so. Now we go to the Black Vine Villa. Let's see if this has an exterior. I think a lot of the houses on this list are not going to have an exterior. So again, that first house we looked at, that's clearly in the top spot for me right now of these homes of what I would want to get. Black Vine Villa, another exterior home. So this is cool. I did not know, was not expecting this many of them to have that. So let's go ahead and pull it up and see how much it costs. $54,000, a little more than the first one we saw. So let's see if we actually like it better. $22.50 for crowns. The exterior may be a little bigger, but it's a little more oddly shaped. Nice view. You got, you know, trees all around you. There's some things I like about it. Now let's see the all important thing. What does the interior look like? So the interior, some nooks and crannies. So you could kind of create some natural spaces. Maybe this could be a really small bedroom. I don't know. Doesn't have a fireplace. The fire is not going. So I think you can put a fire down. So let's look what this one looks like furnished. So let's see what they did in here. Yeah, they created the bedroom here with the bed going straight out. It looks a little awkward to me. They do have this little divider, so you would sort of imagine, well, as when you go to bed at night, maybe you pull that in front of there. I don't know. But it's not bad. I think I like the first one a little better. Although this does come in a close second. This one's a little more expensive, and to me, the other one was just a little more desirable. So let's keep moving, because like I said, we do have a bunch to look at. But so far, I think for me, Black Villa's coming in second. Now we go to Captain Margot's place, and it says something about the docks in Daggerfall. Did we look and see where this was? Oh yeah, on the map. Yeah, it's way up here. Okay. So right near the Brandy trade post, I guess. when I first started looking at these houses, I thought this picture they showed was going to be indicative of the house. Of course, you quickly figure out that no, that's not the case. They only have a few pictures that they're going to load each time, and that's going to show you. Okay, so we look around this house. There is no exterior. It's a little bigger, though. So if an exterior was not important to you, I would say there's enough square footage in this house to make you feel like, well, at least you're getting an upgrade over your starter closet. How much does it cost? It's expensive. And I'm guessing that, and we can go ahead and look at it furnished because there's not a whole lot to say about this place. It's just sort of it is what it is. But as you see, there's no exterior. So I'm thinking that some of what you're buying here might be location. You know, right here in Daggerfall. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're buying location. I probably would not go for this house because of the cost. How much did we say it was? Unfurnished, it's going to cost you 56,000 gold. And you'll notice when I'm clicking through these, a lot of these show you that you have to do a certain achievement to get it. This was Captain Margot's place, and now we're going to Cyrodiilic Jungle House. And we'll go ahead and get that loading while I'm finishing my thought here. But a lot of the achievements that you have to do for the homes, at least for this level homes especially, it's basically like just achievements you would get from questing in that area. At least so far what I've noticed, it seems like that's mostly what you're looking at, is have you done the basic quests in that area. Alright, so what did we say this is? The Cyrodiilic Jungle House. Okay, we have an exterior. This actually looks really nice. I have not seen this one yet. Exterior, this is my favorite exterior so far. So of the staple homes, at least exterior, this is my favorite, followed by Autumn's Gate. Now let's see how much we're paying for this home. 71,000. So it should be our favorite in terms of value. This is the most expensive staple home we've seen. But I'm just imagining you could set up, you could have your horses out here, you could have a crafting area. You know, this concrete's already set up. It would not look that out of place to have crafting there. You could do some other things with this exterior. Now this, the all-important, I can't even figure out where the house is sitting. So this looks like it's going to be small. But I love the surrounding, you know, you're kind of built off the main wall here. And this is close to this other home we looked at near the Bandari Trade Post Way Shrine, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's see what this inside, I think this inside is going to be really small. I think it's going to be, that exterior is so nice. Yeah, look how small this is. So that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Yes, it was my favorite exterior. But it doesn't matter how much you dress this up. This is not much space in here. It's okay. It's probably, so far, of all the ones we've looked at this staple level, I could probably say that this is it may be tied for my second favorite, but still Autumn's Gate's my number one so far. Let's go to Flaming Nick's Deluxe Garret. And let's go check this one out as we get one last look of this 71,000. Alright, here we go. Flaming Nick's Deluxe Garret. No exterior, and it is an awkward looking place. So that's a real turnoff. I mean, just the angles in this room is going to limit you somewhat. So where are we here on the map? One way to find out where you are if you don't just recognize it. Oh, this is a main city, isn't it? The Flaming Nicks. I'm sorry, I don't know this game well enough still just to be able to recognize where we are. So this is in Deshawn. And I don't remember Deshawn. Obviously, I don't think I've been here because I haven't gotten anything. So in my travels, I haven't been here, at least on this character. All right, so I'm going to say this is one of my least favorites we've looked at. Did we even see the price on this? 13,000. So this is really cheap. So you could buy this without making a dent in your money. I love the way they decorated it. For this space, I love the way they decorated it. They did a good job decorating this one to make it look much more desirable than it really is, at least in my mind. All right, so that was Flaming Nick's. We're going to Hammer Death Bungalow now. As I let me look and see who is sending me these messages. Somebody's asking me if I play ESO with a controller. Actually, I do not, but you know, I hear that it is a fun way to play it, even on the PC. Even some of the developers, I think, play with a 360 controller, but I do not. I actually like the mouse and keyboard. So I just need to remind myself, where are we right now? We're at the Hammer Death Bungalow, and you see we just got a few more to finish up the staple homes. This isn't taking as long as I thought it would. Okay, this one does not have as much of an awkward shape, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere here in Stormhaven, which is a cool place to be, but and I haven't been here to discover it, but I'm guessing this is this Stormhaven? Is this a city, I guess? Oh, I didn't mean to emote there. All right, so let's see how much it is. Could be too much. 65,000 and no exterior. That's the important thing to remember with this one. Does it look kind of cool? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Location's cool. Yeah, location's cool. No exterior. So you're kind of spending a lot of money to not get that exterior. So I don't know. For me, not for me. The exterior is important, even if I'm getting a staple home. If I'm going to spend 60, 70,000, that low of a price, might as well go with one that does give you the exterior. So we're going to start loading up Humble Mud. And I can tell you from looking at Humble Mud, I'm skeptical that this is going to be one that I like. So furnished, it was 3,000 crowns. Unfurnished, 65,000 coins. Here we go, Humble Mud. And this is just going to be one of those, what is it, the Tria? I mean, I don't know, one of the elven races. Or maybe this is more of the lizard folks. I don't know. Whoever's architecture this is, I don't think I'm going to be a huge fan. As we continue to look at the staple homes. So that leaves home, and this goes to the courtyard. So this may have an exterior, and we'll check that out in just a minute. 40,000, so pretty cheap, but you're getting a very different architectural design here. I really like the things that make you think of a castle, you know? And so for me, that's kind of cool. This isn't as cool. It's not what I would be drawn to. You furnish it up. Looks pretty neat. Let's see what this courtyard looks like. This is the make or break deal. If you can put up with this design, it just even looks awkward. It looks like a face with a little hat on top. So cute, right? But it does have the exterior. So for 40,000, you're getting a small size circular home and a pretty good exterior. Not for me, but if you like the architectural design and you're okay with the size, it does have an exterior. Let's go to Kragen Home next. Kragen Home. The residents might not be in Kragenmoor's best neighborhood, but if you're looking for a classic Dunmary architecture at an affordable price, this could be for you. Now look at this. The fire pit in the middle of the floor. That's kind of cool. That leaves home, so it looks like no exterior here. I do like the change in elevation. Obviously the natural thing would be to have bedroom up the little stairs and the little half loft or whatever you would call that. And we're looking at almost 70,000, 69,000. 2,500 crowns. Let's go ahead and furnish this baby and see if that's indeed what they did. Yeah, they're going to put the bedroom up there. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I wouldn't do it, at least not initially, due to the lack of an exterior like I talked about before. But if you're not worried about an exterior, I think this one's a decent choice. You know, it's kind of got an unusual architectural style, but it still has that like feeling like you're in a castle type place. Let's go to Moonmirth House next as we continue to look at these staple homes. The classic homes, there are even more, so that will be a really even longer video. But then the notable, the top level, there's only 3, so we'll spend a little more time running around those because those are like the mansions. Big price tags on those mansions. All right. Sorry, I need a reminder of where we are right now. Kinarthy's Roost, is that correct? Are we in Kinarthy's Roost right now? No, we're in the Moonmirth House. Kinarthy's Roost must be where this is located. A small elevated house on the idyllic plantation in the mild and hospitable clime of Kinarthy's Roost. This one wouldn't find. This one would find that sweet paradise. So it's got a great size to it for the price tag, I bet. However, no exterior. Let's look at this price. 50,000 unfurnished. Furnished. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Furnished, you're looking at 2,800 crowns. Again, the all important thing. no exterior. So nothing about this home stands out to me enough to make up for not having an exterior, but I have to admit it's not bad. That was Moonmirth's house. Let's go to Sisters of the Sands apartment, and while that's loading, let's look at the map. There's Canari's Roost. Alright, here we go. Sisters of the Sands apartment. In Sentinel, the best way to hide out in plain sight is with a private room. It loaded so fast because it's so small we didn't get to read it. Alright, another place that I apparently have not been much. Alikir's Desert. And it looks like you're in the midst of a city here. One entrance, you leave the home, so this is gonna gotta be cheap, like less than 15. Yeah, 12,000. Let's see what it looks like furnished. 800 crowns. You can get this bad boy furnished. Did I read that right? For 800 crowns. That's amazing. So if you're a premium member, I mean, you could purchase this thing furnished and have yourself a furnished little home, but no exterior. So we're gonna move on. Not for me, but I'm glad we took a look at it. If exterior is not important, it's another one to consider, even just because of how cheaply you can get it. And this was Sisters of the Sands apartment. The best food in the city is a place King Faharajad sends for takeouts. Next is the Snug Pod. Anything called a Snug Pod, I'm skeptical on. Here we go. Let's go look at the Snug Pod. Grot Oak Pod Home. From the very roots of Elden Root, it was built. Alright, very small, no exterior. This is going to be really cheap. You see how close you are to Elder's Root in Grotwood. Location is actually kind of cool, especially if you're playing this faction. It's 45,000. I think you're paying for location. That's the only explanation as we take a look at it furnished. 2,700 crowns. Compared to that last one, again, it's all about location in this case. So not for me. I don't like the architecture. I don't like not having an exterior. I don't like how expensive it is. But if that location is important to you, then maybe you choose it as an option. Let's look at the last one, the Twin Arches. From the picture at least, it looks cool. We'll see if it lives up to the picture. So far, it's been a pretty clear winner for me. If I was purchasing a house in this price category, of which one I would go to. But let's keep an open mind here as we look at Twin Arches. It's small, but it's solid. It keeps the sandstorms out. Ooh, it's got a cool exterior, doesn't it? So let's see where we are. Right next to Hallenstrad and Bankori. Very more of a desert feel to it. I love the exterior. You've got 2 levels. Both levels go into the home. And once we get inside, we'll check out the 2 exits. But let's see how much we're paying for this. 73,000, not bad considering it has the exterior. Now let's go in the home. I feel like the exterior is going to be a little small. Well, it's not terrible though. You could do a lot with this. For 73,000, you could do a lot worse. Let's look at what it looks like furnished. Yeah, not bad. All right, so I think I like having 2 exits and entrances. I like what they've done here with sort of the half walls to put a bedroom in. I like the style. They were consistent with the style, the way they furnished this one. Looks very nice. Okay. So before we wrap this video up, let's go from this house back to Autumn's Gate, because I believe Autumn's Gate's going to be the winner for me, but I just want to make sure because this house was actually really cool. If you look, there's also this feature, the raised ceilings with the dome look above. But I want to do some comparison shopping here. Did I see how much that last one cost? All right. This was my favorite, right? Autumn's Gate. Let's look inside. Sorry, we're expanding this video by a little bit. That's what the inside looks like. This is still my favorite. It's because of the style, but I do want to go check. Let's make sure we know how much Twin Arches cost, all right? So for me, in the staple home category, Autumn's Gate is my favorite. For 60,000, pretty affordable. One of the more affordable ones of that nicer tier of staple homes. Obviously, there's a few that don't have exteriors and are very small interiors, and those only cost, you know, between 11 and 15,000 kind of range. So this was 73,000. and furnished 3,300 crowns. So that's going to do it. My favorite of this level home, and we'll go to the collections tab just to remind you that there's this way of looking at it as well, was Autumn's Gate. Not this one, not where we're sitting here, but Autumn's Gate was my favorite, which is in the heart of the Rift, just outside the lively small town of Nimilton. Here's the other picture of it, Autumn's Gate. The one we're currently at is Twin Arches, which I like okay, but my choice for the staple homes is Autumn's Gate. I hope you've enjoyed this video preview of all of the staple homes currently available in ESO, and I invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and come check me out on MDog Gaming through Twitch. Come be a part of the stream, join the community. MDog is out.